What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Northwest Soccer Academy. My name is Coach Randy. I coach the U11 boys team for United SC in beautiful Central Washington State in the Pacific Northwest. And we are going to be doing some changes this year. If you are on my team and you are watching this video right now, which I hope you are, this will kind of describe some of the plays and some of the different formations and things that we're going to be looking at accomplishing on the practice field and in the games this year. 2025 is upon us. Really exciting. We had some really good success last year with the 3-2-3 formation. We won a tournament, runner-up in another local tournament. However, and we did pretty good in league. However, defense. Our defense was struggling, and that's what I'm hoping to accomplish with this new formation. 4-3-1 is a good formation to use. I've done a lot of studying over the last few months, different coaches, different philosophies, different ways to carve out this 4-3-1, and so I'm excited. Let's get started, and let's talk about the 4-3-1 formation 9v9. Okay, so when we're talking about this 4-3-1 formation, number one, the most important reason why I'm making this change is defense. This is going to give us a better defensive presence on the field, which is super important. You have to protect the goal. Can't be all scoring goals. You have to be able to protect it. Number two, passing. This is going to give us better passing angles throughout the soccer field as we're playing. And number three, positioning. We are going to spread the field out with this formation and give us better positioning. You're going to have certain roles and responsibilities within those positions, and we're going to talk about that. So let's go to the board and let's look, first of all, at what we have here. You can see as I get this dialed in that we have our 4-3-1 formation, and I'm going to spell it out for you here. First of all, in the back, we have 1, 2, 3, and 4. The 4 in the back consist of 2 wing backs on either side and 2 defensive backs right in front of the goal. So this is our 4. And then we have 1, 2, 3 players in central midfielders that will be protecting the middle of the field. And then we have 1 striker up front. Now, like I said before, each one of these positions has certain roles and responsibilities. And you can see not only with the different formation, the 4-3-1, but we also have these dotted lines throughout the field, which is going to give us certain lanes of travel for those certain positions. And what do I mean by the lanes of travel? I will show you. First of all, the goalie's responsibility is obviously going to be to protect the goal at all times. So goalie will come out, will leave his position out of the penalty box on occasion, and on occasion will also come out from the penalty box to assist in some pass backs. But for the most part, our goalie is going to be staying in the middle of the goal. And next is our defensive backs. You can see we have a left and a right back. Their primary duty is to protect the goalkeeper at all times. So for the most part, they will be here, primary line of defense for the goalie. They will also move forward as the rest of the team moves forward into our offense to about halfway. Rarely will they go in front of halfway, except on certain occasions, maybe to take an occasional banger or to assist in a corner kick, which we're going to talk about that later. But primarily their goal is to defend the goalie or protect the goalie. Next is our midfielders. We have central midfielders, 3 of them. The center midfielder will come back to about here to protect the goalie, and will also move all the way forward throughout the center of the field and on occasion come in to score a goal, but for the most part will stay just outside the opposing penalty box. And for some passes back, we'll take a lot of bangers from this area right here, and we'll stay central. You can see this dotted line, that central midfielder. If you are a central midfielder on my team, you will stay right in the middle of the field. And then we have 2 midfielders, a right and a left mid, which will stay within this lane of travel will come in to score goals and cover posts. On the way back, they will not step inside the penalty box. They will stay outside the penalty box at all times and receive passes from the backs and the wing backs, which we're going to talk about next. So those are the roles and responsibilities of the midfielders. Rarely will they cross that center line. They will kind of stay on their side of the field, but within these parameters right here. Next are the wingbacks. Wingbacks have a lot of responsibility this year on this team, and they will be doing a lot of running. Number one, they are defense, and they will come in and tuck in here to protect the goalie on certain occasions. When the ball's in our area and we're looking to protect the goal, they will also move along the outside edge of the field and drive in, score goals. And they will also come out here and make centering passes, but it for the most part will stay along the sides of the field, even as far out as the edge of the field here. Rarely will they come into the center of the field. For the most part, they will stay on those outside edges. And then last is our striker. Our striker will be actually all over this half of the field, making plays, putting stuff together, scoring goals, but rarely will the striker come past halfway. We're always going to leave that central striker at about halfway. He'll come in on occasion to assist, but for the most part, he'll stay right in the middle and assist or be that central pivot person to hopefully score a lot of goals. Now, the thing about our team is that every player on our team is going to be a goal scorer. And that is one thing that this 4-3-1 formation provides us, is the opportunity to score goals. So as I put this board in motion, you can see that as we move forward, I'm going to move everybody forward here down the line. You can see that everybody stays roughly in their positions as we move down the field. We have the goalie will come out a little bit. The defensive backs will come forward to about halfway. The central midfielders and striker will kind of stay in their formation, and the wing backs will come in to support. So this really puts everybody in a position to be able to score goals. We can score goals here from this angle, anywhere within these angles by any one of these players. The central midfielder will come in and hit some occasional bangers, like I said, and also the defensive backs can come in and hopefully take some long shots into the goal if need be. So this makes us very offensive. This formation is very offensive, as well as defense. So when I'm going to go back to this before we get to defense, and you can see here that I talked about some different passing formations. The great thing about the 4-3-1 is that it sets up a lot of passing diamonds. And what I mean by the diamonds is very simple. As we look at this central field, we have a diamond here. These players can pass between themselves. Okay? These players here can pass amongst themselves. Here's another diamond on the field. And then we also have some triangles in the field, lots of different triangles and diamonds that allow different passing angles, which is very important. So the passing is going to be very key for us. And in the last thing, obviously, we want to talk about defense. So from a starting position into defense, you can see that we are going to move back into a very defensive position. So when we are protecting the goal, those wing backs who were very forward are going to come back and they're going to protect the goal. And you can see how we have this line of defense, this shield that we're going to create around our goalie to help protect. And as we get into further videos, we're going to talk about how that works and how that's effective on the field of play. And you can see my midfielders are right here. They're not going to go inside the penalty box. They're here for a deflection out, and then we can pass that up the field. So that's a basic setup about the 4-3-1 formation that we're going to be working on this year. And like I said, everybody on the team is going to be a goal scorer. Our defense is going to be a lot better. I'm really hoping for a lot of success. If you are curious about your position, go to Team Snap, check the roster. I've labeled your position in in Team Snap. And one thing I'm doing is I'm spreading these groups into 3 main areas. And actually, I'll talk about that here really quick from our starting formation. So 3 main groups are going to be split out, and you will be in one of these groups throughout this spring season. We're going to really perfect these positions. The first group is going to consist of the defensive backs and the goalie and the center mid. So these 4 players will be in one group, and we'll typically have one substitute to go in. We have 12 players this spring season, so that leaves us 3 substitutes. One sub for that group. The second group will be the midfielders. These three players, yes, that center midfielder is in there in 2 different groups. We'll have one sub, so those subs that I have can play in this. Will be in this group here as well. And then the last group are going to be the wingbacks and the striker. We'll have one extra player that will play in that group as a sub. Like I said, those players are going to be doing a lot of running this year, a lot of activity. So I'm going to leave one of those on the bench within that group to keep those legs fresh, that we can sub that in. So those are our 3 groups. That's our 4-3-1 formation in the 9v9. If you have any questions, you can reach out to me. Check out this next video where we're going to talk about how to build out, and what we talk about from building out from the back of the field, building out to the middle of the field. So click this box right here above and go to the next video about build out in the 4-3-1 formation. Thanks.